In this episode of Falmouth in Focus, we'll visit the Cape Cod Verdean Museum for their grand opening celebration, stop by some local gardens to take a look at some beautiful hydrangeas, and find out how the Falmouth Public Schools are helping to feed their students, even during the summer months. All this and much more on this edition of Falmouth in Focus.
Hello and welcome to Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm your host, Michael Kasparian. The Emerald House at 67 Davisville Road has recently been transformed into the Cape Cod Verdean Museum and Cultural Center, serving as an educational experience for visitors and residents of Falmouth. The ribbon-cutting ceremony in June culminated many years of hard work and planning to find a location that would house educational exhibits, events, and programs that promote the history and culture of Cape Verdean migrants and the Lusophone communities.
This is a very, very historic day because this is the first Cape Verdean Cultural Center in Massachusetts. What this museum is going to mean to the community is the fact that they can have a place to go and to learn, because we're going to try to teach our culture, which has been lacking for 100 years, but now they will have a place where they can come and we can show them timelines, years of stuff that's gone on, things that we've been involved with. This is about the Lusophone community, which is your Portuguese-speaking people that speak Portuguese, Cape Verdean, all of that encompasses, because we're all the same. None of us, the only difference between us is my family landed on Cape Verde, your family landed in Portugal, your family landed in Brazil. But we're still the same people. I mean, there's no difference. No difference.
So this museum is the culmination of a couple of decades of several of us waiting, wishing, hoping, dreaming of this to become a reality. So we want to show not only that the Cape Verdeans have a long, unique legacy here in America, but also that we need to teach the children what some of us have even forgotten.
So this is an exciting day, St. John's Day, but also the opening of the Cape Cod Verdean Museum and Cultural Center at Emerald House, as well as the community garden in the back. And this is a great connection, not only to the farming history of East Falmouth, but also to the history of the Cape Verdes, the Azorians, and the Portuguese, Brazilians that came to Falmouth and made it their home. So we're excited after many years of trying to figure out the future of this building and this land, that it will be here to preserve the Lusophone cultures of Falmouth for decades to come.
Last November, this land was completely untouched. It had been completely untouched for probably decades. And last November is when it was first tilled. We have left the grapevine in the center of the garden because it was planted more than 100 years ago by the Emerald family and tended for all that time. But for the past probably 20, 30 years, it has not been touched. So one of our plans is to revitalize it and bring it back so we can harvest grapes next year.
I think it will bring them together, closer together. Because today, a lot of them are separating, you know what I mean? They're getting apart. And something like this keeps them together.
A lot of things that we've done in the town that people don't even know that we did. So we would like to teach that. So it's going to mean a lot to the community, both in just our bringing us together. Because I think people really love each other. They listen to all the bad stuff that goes out there, but come on by, feel the love, and be loved.
Check out their website at www.cccvmcc.org to learn more about upcoming programs or just to get involved. Thanks to Andrew Richards for that coverage. It's time now for 3 things from Town Hall, FCTV's condensed version of the takeaways from recent municipal meetings. Selections are chosen based on community impact.
Department of Public Works Director Peter McConerty and engineers addressed the Select Board in their latest meeting regarding the overall plan to improve traffic in Falmouth. The report targeted several key areas of improvements in town, specifically identifying intersections. The report offered possible additions of roundabouts on the Route 28 corridor at Sandwich Road and at Falmouth Heights Road, and realigning Dillingham Avenue and Springbard Road.
In the beginning, we had one large project that went from Main Street all the way out to T-Ticket. It was a large project with meet Mass DOT. We broke it up to 3 segments. Now we're looking strictly at segment 2.
This is really the concept that we'd like to incorporate. Mass DOT is looking at Route 28 throughout the Cape and has come up with this general I guess desire, you would say, to have a cross section that looks similar to this. So on the west side, you'd have a 5-foot sidewalk, then you'd have 5-foot shoulder, 11-foot travel lane, and then on the east side, you'd have an 11-foot travel lane, 5-foot shoulder, 5-foot or possibly bigger grass buffer.
Representatives from FalmouthNet presented to the board at this meeting their status in the project, which plans to bring a more stable and higher speed internet access to Falmouth. The report stated that the group has secured $150,000 for an engineering and design study for the project, which was approved in the state budget. The study will identify the most efficient way to build out the infrastructure and provide a detailed street-by-street map of the project.
I'm happy to mention that Senator Moran put in a budget amendment as a request of $150,000. As of Friday, when they passed the budget, that was still in. So, barring a veto from the governor, we may have access to much of the funding that we need. Still, I would request that the town consider reserving, I don't know what the right word is, but reserving a potential budget article for town meeting should this money not come through at the last minute.
Scott Lindell from the Bicycle and Pedestrian Committee gave a report to the board on the progress the committee has made in 3 years since addressing concerns over bike and pedestrian safety in town. Mr. Lindell reminded the board of Falmouth's Complete Streets policy and spoke specifically about shovel-ready projects securing funding and the concept of safe routes to school. The report went on to mention lack of funding for these projects. However, the town will be eligible for a Complete Streets grant once a prioritization plan is completed with the Cape Cod Commission.
And so finally, just to reiterate, what are the Complete Streets benefits to communities? First and foremost, to improve safety, produce more active transportation that's better for people's health, fewer auto emissions, stronger economies. Think if we could draw more people off the bike path and into downtown. If we had actually a safe crossing and a safe multi-use path right into downtown, that would draw people in and spend more money. Reduce costs of transportation, provides choices, smarter growth. These are things that young people, young families who would want to move here are going to want.
To see the meetings in their entirety, check out Government Channel 15's program schedule at fctv.org. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll check in with the Falmouth Commodores as they return to action. Stay with us.
I'm Mark Schmidt, the Executive Director of the Museums on the Green in Falmouth, voted Best Museum on the Upper Cape for the last 3 years in a row. Every year, more than 15,000 people visit us from all over the globe. I hope you'll be one of them. The Falmouth Historical Society founded the museums more than a century ago to preserve, share, and celebrate Falmouth's history. There's a lot to explore on our beautiful 2-acre campus. Tour the 1790 Dr. Francis Wicks House and learn what life was like for an affluent physician in the time of George Washington. Visit 3 galleries with rotating exhibits showcasing our collections. See See what's growing in our gardens, including native species that have been around for centuries. Stop by the 1730 Conant House for help with your research and genealogical projects. Do a little shopping in the Wailing Wives gift shop, or sign up for a historical walking tour of Falmouth with one of the local guides. Throughout the year, we also host several events, including a series of virtual and in-person talks with local authors and historians from around the corner and across the globe. So whether you're in the mood for a little history or a lot, let's rewind together at the Museums on the Green.
Welcome back. Cape Cod League Baseball finally returned to Falmouth's Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field on Sunday, June 20th, after a year's hiatus due to the pandemic. Here's an update on our Falmouth Commodores season so far.
Commodores got off to a good start this summer. Early on in the year, the guys coming in here and we're still kind of finding one another. But overall, they started off the season on a pretty good note, and they were up there in the early portions of the season among some of the better teams in the CCBL. The team was hitting well. This team, early on and still to this point in the year, has had one of the best offenses in the league, scoring a high number of runs just about every night, and that's helped propel them in some of the games here on the summer. They were finding themselves at the beginning, but still as the season has rolled on, guys are coming in. They're still getting used to being here in Falmouth, getting used to new teammates. And so I think that has created some ups and downs for this Falmouth team. We've seen them have some really impressive games here on the summer, but we've also seen them have some duds. And currently they're kind of in one of those duds of a rhythm right now. They've dropped 4 straight games up to this point, coming into tonight's game against Brewster. And then it's mostly been because of the lack of offense. I was talking about how at the beginning of the year, the team was really helped out by a strong amount of offense. But in the recent games, they've been bringing across 1 run, maybe 2 runs. And so that hasn't helped this team over the last few games. Playoffs are going to be, it's doable. Up to this point, they're not in the playoffs if the season ended today, but they certainly have the potential to make the playoffs. Bourne is going to be the first place team in the West, and there's no question about that. This Braves team is running away with the division. They're really running away with the league at this point, but second place in the West is going to be up for grabs between Cotuit, Wareham, and Falmouth, and so one of those 3 teams will end up getting into the playoffs. If the season ended today, it would be Cotuit, and as it currently stands, Wareham is in 3rd, Falmouth is in 4th, but those 3 teams are really bunched up tightly, and Falmouth still has several games against them. So there's opportunities ahead for the Commodores to not only take down divisional opponents, but also pick up wins that won't be wins for those teams. So as a result, it shoots them up in the standings while keeping the other teams away.
Follow the Commodores on their website, falmouthcommodores.com. Thanks to Alan Russell for that story. The Cape Cod Hydrangea Festival is an annual event across the Cape, and we visited a number of colorful gardens to see what makes this event so special.
Hi, I'm Ellie Fideli, and I'm here at Heritage, home of the newest North American test garden for hydrangeas. To find out more about this Cape-wide event, come along with me today.
Well, we have great activities going on every day during the festival, which goes all the way through Sunday, this Sunday the 19th. So every day when visitors come, you can pick up a self-guided tour that takes you through some of our top hydrangeas in each of the various garden areas, learn tips and tricks. We have a garden discovery cart out so you can talk with experts and learn how to make your own gardens beautiful like Heritage. That's going on every day.
What makes hydrangea so unique?
You know, I really feel like hydrangea is just the iconic Cape Cod flower. When people think of summer on the Cape, picturing that beautiful bloom, they really love our environment here. They love the acidic soil on the Cape. So we have this wonderful maritime climate where they really grow and thrive beautifully, unlike some other parts of the country. So we have the perfect combination of factors, I think, to make them gorgeous and really show off our gardens. And so a lot of folks might not realize Heritage actually has the most comprehensive collection of hydrangeas in all of North America. Over 155 different hydrangeas are being grown here currently. And in the North American Hydrangea Test Garden, we work with industry experts and we actually trial and test plants that are new to market, are being tested to come to market. We test them for winter hardiness, for blooms. So our horticulture staff is doing lots of recording of how the plants are faring in our gardens here. And so we often get to see sort of the latest and greatest before they hit the market. And it has been a fantastic partnership with those industry growers, the growing specialists, the breeders, and a really terrific opportunity for our visitors to learn more about that iconic plant that everyone loves, how you can add variety in your garden because there are 6 different species that you could consider planting. So it's a wonderful opportunity to combine research, education, and just a terrific opportunity for visitors to explore and enjoy.
I have to admit, I love hydrangeas. I think anyone who gardens down here in Cape Cod has to be fearless, and hydrangeas can really bring a lot of joy. As you can see, in this garden, the hydrangeas take center stage, but there are also various flowers, daylilies and roses too, but the hydrangeas are the star. I think don't be afraid. Do a little research when you buy your hydrangeas. Buy them for color, but remember you can always adjust the color based on the pH level of your soil, which is very easy to do. There are a lot of amendments you can add, various fertilizers. If you want them to become more blue, you make the soil more acid, and down here in Cape Cod, having an acid soil is not a problem, which is one of the reasons why I think the blues are so spectacular.
While the Hydrangea Festival may be over, you can still catch the beautiful blooms at gardens all across the Cape into September. Thanks to our FCTV interns for that story. A fitter, more toned body, a serene, more peaceful mind. It's all just a step away. Yoga and wellness instructor Niisa Morton meets us on the path where walking and meditation intersect in this month's Be Well segment.
Hello, my name is Niisa Morton, and I'm a wellness educator and a fitness instructor in Falmouth. Today I'm going to talk about the health benefits of walking. If any of the techniques that I'm doing today are not appropriate, or if you have any questions, please check with your healthcare provider. First, I want to talk about just the safety of walking. Make sure that you're choosing appropriate footwear, and depending on the season, make sure that you have enough layers on that you can either get warm or take layers off if you get too hot. Also, it's important to have proper footwear. It's really important to make sure that your foot is supported so that you don't have any pain down in your foot that can resonate to your ankle, your knee, and even your hips and your back. That's very important because after walking a long period of time, you might not feel it right away, but you could feel it later on, whether it be later on that day or even the next day or following. Also, think about if you'd like a partner to walk with. It's really nice and safe, actually, if you have somebody that you can walk with, and you can choose a route that best suits you, whether it be a flat road or maybe the beach, or maybe even something more like walking paths or trails. So make sure that you are safe, that you work with somebody. The second part of walking is making sure that you can work your heart as well as your mind. So walking fast is really great to get the heart moving, the blood circulating, and it can increase your cardiorespiratory health. A second part of walking is a meditative. You can be in nature, you can go on paths, or even, like I mentioned, the beach. And it can be very soothing and relaxing. When you're walking, you can think about going fast for that cardio health, or you can slow it down for that meditative relaxation pace. And when you're walking for meditation, it doesn't have to be a long walk. You can find maybe a path in your backyard or a short distance in front of your house on the road, someplace once again that you are safe. A walking for meditation can just have your hands at your side, or you can have your hands resting in the front or back of your body. And then as you're walking, making sure that the surface is clear, just walking from heel to toe, and then turning and walking heel to toe. This can be just 10 paces. It doesn't have to be a long walk, and it's really about slowing down, taking time out of your day, and maybe even just clearing your mind for a few moments. So whether you're walking fast for cardio health or walking slow for mental health, both are really great for you and your body. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day, and be happy and be healthy.
Thanks to Niisa Morton for those useful tips. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll see what the Falmouth Public Schools are doing to provide breakfasts and lunches for students who need them this summer.
Hello, I'm Judy Laster, the Festival Director of the Woods Hole Film Festival in Woods Hole, Massachusetts, and the festival will be 30 years old this coming summer. The dates are July 31st through August 7th. The Woods Hole Film Festival is an 8-day event that screens approximately 150 independent films selected from submissions that we receive from around the world. This year we will be a hybrid event that we're calling Virtual Plus, which means that if you don't want to go out of your house, you can stay home and watch the entire festival. Everything will be available through our website as a virtual platform. And we are also thrilled to say that we will have a number of live and in-person screening events as well, which is great as we try and get back to more of a normal Woods Hole Film Festival. We are recognized as one of the longest standing festivals in New England and one of the best. So we hope that everybody in Falmouth will take the opportunity to come out and support us as we celebrate our 30th year. So if you're looking for more information, you can look on our website at woodsholefilmfestival.org, or if you're interested in speaking to us, call us at 508-495-3456. That's 508-495-FILM-3456, or stop by our office at 89 Water Street in Woods Hole up on the second floor. We look forward to seeing you at the festival. Thank you.
Welcome back. Though it may be summer vacation for students, the Falmouth Public Schools are still hard at work in supporting students and families with free school meals. Here's more about how local families can access these services during the summer.
The Falmouth Public Schools is continuing to serve meals Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. You get bagged lunches, breakfast for 2 days. So on Monday, if you come between 9:30 and 10:30, excuse me, you'll get 2 lunches, 2 breakfasts. On Wednesday, 9:30 to 10:30, 2 lunches, 2 breakfasts, and Fridays the same thing. We try to vary it up with sandwiches, sometimes pre-made meals that need to be heated up, fruit, vegetables, milk, juice, and a dessert. So to come get the meals, you don't need to sign up. You don't need to give a name. The children need to be between the ages of 2 and 18. And they don't have to be present. Parents can pick up for the children, grandparents can pick up for the children. So we're serving from the Falmouth High School at the back entrance, between 9:30 and 10:30. Again, nobody needs to pre-register, no names are taken. Children just need to be 18 years and younger, and they don't have to be present during the time. And you're gonna pull right up into the back of the Falmouth High School, and they'll come out and they'll deliver the meals right to your car. You don't even have to get out of your car.
Thanks to Ryan Weber for that report. It's now time for a video from Ryan Collins of My Fishing Cape Cod, as he shares with us some magnificent footage of humpback whales recorded east of Chatham. Thanks to Ryan Collins of My Fishing Cape Cod for that spectacular video. FCTV wants to remind you that television can be as easy as hitting record on your smartphone. We'd like to invite all Falmouth residents and visitors to share their slice of life with us. Email us your photos and videos, or upload them to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using the hashtag MyFalmouth or Falmouth in Focus to be featured on the show. Thank you to our most recent contributors. We leave you now with more sights and sounds of your Falmouth Commodores baseball team. Thank you for watching Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.
And still a couple more Western or Eastern teams to come here to the Gov. We mentioned YD. Chatham also come here at the end of this week. And those are the remaining Eastern Division games that Falmouth has. So season slowly dwindling down, the regular season ending 2 weeks from tomorrow. It has absolutely flown by here in the first month. Luke Boyers now with a 1-2 count. Here's the 1-2 now from Girton. And a good hit out towards right center field. Going back is Mac Bingham. He's going to turn and he's going to watch it sail at a Gov Fuller field. That's just the second extra base hit for Luke Boyers this summer, and it's his first home run of the year as Luke Boyers will touch them all here at Gov Fuller Field, and he gets the Commodores on the board here in the bottom of the first, or bottom of the third.
Boyers, the switch hitter, batting in the 9 spot tonight for the first time this season. He's been up at the 1 spot, but he got a pitch to hit, and he drove it out to deep center field. That cleared the fence by a lot. That has to feel good for Boyers, who's been looking for that big hit for a while. He's been getting on base with a couple of singles and walks a ton, but finally gets that big extra base hit and ties the game here in the third for Falmouth.